Trossard, I'm gonna miss you, you know. I'm gonna miss you, Trossard. But one brother who scored screamers to another. Hey, smash the back for our top hero, man. It was me who did that.
Come on! Come on! I mean that.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on. This isn't for show and tell. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notification bells. And we're back, people. Deluded, I'm back again. Happy Sunday, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. Hope everyone's well, hope everyone's safe, and I hope everyone's blessed. Now, Trossard seems to be moving ever closer to not only an Arsenal exit, but joining Besiktas. Big up you lot who have your notification bells on. I did do a little video with my extended thoughts on Trossard. Let me know your thoughts. The first thing that goes through my mind, I told you, lot, it's probably easier to move on Trossard than it is Martinelli. Age, the fact of his contract. I know Martinelli's got 1 year with an extension. Obviously, the market has gone mad, whether you think Martinelli's worth it or not. You see the fee Anthony Gordon's gone for. Rightly so, Arsenal should sit there and say, if Anthony Gordon's gone for 70, 80, the same needs to be ran for Martinelli. Trossard, you know, he played a lot more football than probably we expected. We know the left-hand side. We've needed to upgrade on that. Trossard did end the season as first choice, and he was the best performer. For him, you're going to get paid a decent fee owing to the tax laws in Turkey. Besiktas is a massive club. You know, the Fenerbahçes, the Besiktases, the Galatasarays, if I haven't said that. Besiktas is up there. In terms of his not only money, but the length of your contract, you're probably going to get that. And you're probably going to play more of a prominent role. Like Trossard's always been in and out the side. Trossard's a cult hero. At this moment in time, value for money, not that there's been many, but that has to be Mikel Arteta's best signing. And actually, he thrived in January. For me, as a 31-year-old man, I place Trossard in the same kind of cult hero status for me. Obviously, there's different levels, but for me, he's up there with Romford Pele, Ray Parlour. He's up there with an Arshavin. You know, he's up there with, who else could I say? Freddie Longberg. The first thing with his exit is, it's a necessary evil, isn't it? Like, I'm happy that he's left on a high. We've won a Premier League, but we need to upgrade. Now, Martinelli's probably staying. Well, he is staying because he's got that pace in behind. We need an upgrade on the left-hand side, but we're going to go over the Trossard news. Let me know your thoughts. I've kind of exhausted all of mine. As usual, please make sure we're smashing the like button. Not Koné, he's bang average. Get João Gomez instead. Gomez is cold. And it doesn't matter if Manu Koné is bang average. There's many an average player that are Arsenal legends and many other clubs and have played parts. Of course, I'd love to sit here and we've got every one of the 20-odd squad is world-class, top class. Manu Koné is not media at all. You know, he's been doing his thing in Italy. The only thing I'd say with him with injuries, obviously, there's strength in depth where France is concerned. He's not going to get ahead of Tchouaméni. I understand. You can't, if you're being linked with a Bruno Gomares, and I know he's gone Spurs, but Tonali and the price tags that come with it, it could be a dampener for Manu Koné. But that'd be a very good signing. It'd save us a bit of money, and he wouldn't be a glamorous signing, but he'd be a good signing. He's a good guy to play with Declan Rice or instead of Declan Rice. And I'm not being funny, but João Gomez is a bit of an edgy shout. He's a decent player, though, but I'm not too sure of that. I mean, I'd love you this. That's just paper talk. Marcel, big up you. Hope you're enjoying the Hattie Dickhead. I see your comments, man. Big up yourself. CeeLo, one love. CS, one love as well, man. What happened? You are still adding minutes? I don't know what you're getting at there, Hassan, man. You're going to have to let me know specifically what you mean, man. I'm confused, my boy, man. Do you think Arteta's reputation for flogging wavy players is a hindrance of signing them? It could play a part, but no, because at the end of the day, when Arsenal were in the trenches, I know we weren't signing mad players, but a big part of, remember when we fell out the Champions League and we was in the Europa League wastelands and we did sign meaty players, like, obviously, but it never stopped us signing at the time, fair enough, Lacazette, Aubameyang, yada, yada, yada. When Liverpool rubbed, it didn't stop them signing players. Man United haven't, for the last post Alex Ferguson, they ain't been doing stuff. They're still signing players. Money talks. Obviously, you got to objectively when you look at it abstractively and you forget the club you support and you think about life, the fact that we're in London is a massive, and many a club, not just us, it's a massive bonus. The fact that we're playing in the Premier League, the fact that we've, for the last few years, we were scratching on the surface, year in year improvement in Europe, fighting for the Premier League. We've obviously got over the line now. If you're signing for this football club, you're seeing Rice, you're seeing Saliba, you're seeing Saka, you're seeing this one, you're seeing that one. Whatever people have to say about Mikel Arteta, he's the only Premier League manager at this moment in time with a Premier League medal. He is one of the best managers in the Premier League, and he is one of the best managers in world football. Obviously, there's competitive wages, so I don't think it's a hindrance. Now, for us as fans, armchair experts, I still find myself saying the same thing I was saying last season. In that last season, I was like, yo, bring Eze. Whether it was Sesko, Isak, Gyökeres, we needed a striker, bring that. And obviously, these players have to stand up to be counted. And if they're in good form or bad form, they have to take responsibility. But there is a bit of an offensive tact in attack. Like, there's something that needs to change tactically and things of that. In the same way, I think there's a positive defensive tact. I think you could take some shit defenders around the Premier League in the world, yeah, slap them in Arsenal's team, and they'll look a bit better, because we're in a day and age of systemic football. Obviously, international football and club football is very different, but we've all been watching the World Cup, right? You've seen some players, you don't play like this at club level, and then you've seen some players like Vitinha, never can say his name. He looks incredibly medium for Portugal. And I'd say this: you could argue every player, unless your name's Lionel Messi or an Mbappe to a degree, every player is a system player. It'd be fair to say every footballer in the world, even us as Sunday League footballers, there is systems and formations and team dynamics and little cute and clever things managers could do that could enhance your strengths and hide your weaknesses. John Terry couldn't play a high line. Okay, let's get some runners in behind him. Let's make sure he's not exposed. Terry's going to do what Terry's doing. The one example I always say is Liverpool, because I remember, obviously, Van Dijk and Alisson, they took Liverpool up to the next level, right? But if you remember, I'm sure they signed, I could be wrong, but I feel like they signed Van Dijk in January, or they agreed a deal in January. But if you remember, like, just before they signed him, Jurgen Klopp went from minute 0 to minute 90, we're just attacking, being very naive, to we need to be a bit better defensively, we need to be a bit street smart. Obviously, you've brought in Alisson, you brought in Van Dijk, it's creme de la creme. Same logic with Arsenal. So you could say yes, you could say no. We're not. Well, it depends. Do you think it's a buyer's market or a selling market? Because for me, you look at it two ways. You could say it's a seller's market. Players that have been at football clubs for 2 minutes. What? Rodgers has been at Aston Villa for 2-3 years. The profit they stand to make from when they bought him to Middlesbrough to now, it's mad. Anthony Gordon was at Newcastle for 2 seconds. Krupi and Alex Scott have been at Bournemouth for 2 seconds, and some of the fees they're linked with is kind of crazy. So if you've got one of those assets that you could sell, you're laughing, innit? But then you could also say it's a buyer's market, because you have plan A, where you find a Kevin De Bruyne or a Mane, a Salah, a Gundogan, an Ellie Krupi Jr., and Alex Scott, Adam Wharton, all of these kind of guys that are linked with, let's say, everything from all the way up to 100+ million moves. You find them before they end up where they currently end up, and you can see the fees attached. Barcola even at Lyon, you could say Doué at Rennes, or you're prepared to say, all right, cool, we didn't buy them when they was developing and things. If it's 100-odd million quid, it's 100-odd million quid. And I understand. I look at Morgan Rogers, of course, 130 million is a bit mad. But then I look at it. If you get your 17 for Trossard, if you get Jesus' wages off the wage bill, and whatever transfer fee you're going to get over Jesus, a Wanyeri, a Trossard, all of them exits, you could slap that towards it. Like, this is where we're at. And I want to say with this Barcola, it's the same things with Noni Madueke. I'm going to say this, and for the last time on Barcola, I rate him. I want him. If I could go back in time, and I know it's not as white and black as this year, but you see how we got Noni, Martinelli, and Barcola, they're very different, and Barcola's better than all of them, but they're all the same in that. For Barcola, let's kind of focus on him. Mad potential. Pace is horrible. Technical ability. Got the capacity to be a real world-class player. If he had consistency in his decision-making, he'd be one of the best left wingers, right? But you look at it, it's the same kind of things we'd be saying with Martinelli and obviously him. Look at this World Cup. He obviously got got a starting berth. Over 90 minutes, you're left wanting a bit more. Decision making is not quite there. Comes alive when it's open space. And I don't disagree with that, because that's when games open up, not just at club level, but at international level as well. But when it's them tight, congested, systemic football, you see we've seen it in the World Cup. Why do you think, take nothing away from the Cape Verdes and all of this, but why do you think they're so good? Because off the ball, they might not have Cape Verde ain't got Lionel Messi and this and that, but off the ball, they can match them. When it's that, you're in trouble, bro. Now, obviously, this is why you need a squad in the World Cup and obviously at club level, right? Why do you think Doué, beyond being a better player than Barcola, why do you think he excited? It was tight, it was congested. Paraguay, they were making mad fouls. When there wasn't space, you need a player that can just jink and cause chaos. You leave a trailing leg, bang. It's not the same logic, but Kvaratskhelia had a quiet game in the Champions League final. Mascara's the wrong side. And I do think we need a bit of that. We've got a good team, a good ethos. We've obviously got good individuals, but we've got a good collective. Now I just think there's a bit more personality and a different standard, because that's what sees you win the Champions League. We've shown we can compete, but you get where I'm going, innit? Great way of kicking off stuff. Smash the like button. Best Gunner rep out there. Curtis, you're far too kind. I don't know if I could claim that, but it's lovely to be in those conversations. I appreciate you. Been saying it, Barcola can't handle low blocks, and we play 98% against low blocks. Bro, this is what I'm saying. Like, we will get a shiny new toy, a player that is great. I like Barcola. You're very good. I'm only interested in not your potential, but realizing it now. Because I think if you could get goals in it, you've got the ability to go and get, let's just broadly say 20 goal contributions in the league. You've got it. Like, you've got it. But it's that decision making. I was waffling. I forgot to say a point. See, when we signed Noni, I know it's not as white and black as that. You see, if it was an ideal world, you got Noni Madueke, you got Barcola. 2 players, potential, all of that kind of the same conversations. I'm on doing that for someone like Barcola. Like, if Mikel Arteta can unearth him and things, but you'd be saying the same things. Over 90 minutes, you're left wanting more. What I like about Barcola is the obvious. You've got pace, which you could argue isn't a rarity, but it kind of is when you look at inside forwards. The game's open, you're in issues. You do have a willingness to defend. I do see you do that for France, and I do see you do that for PSG. But I need you to realize the potential, because how many times are we going to say this? I always say Noni Madueke, Martinelli, Noni Madueke, Barcola. If there's 3 actions that result in a goal, typically, consistently, they'll do 2 of the 3 well, you know. Like, a ball might be on the, like, a midfielder might have the ball on the opposite side. The first action was, let me make a run. The ball's come across. The second action will be, let me take a good first touch. Now I'm through on goal. The third action, obviously the most important. Keeper's coming out. Do I go near post? Do I go far post? Do I dink it over the keeper? Do I go round him? Whatever. It's that one on a consistent basis that would be in trouble. So, listen, if we sign Barcola, I think you're better than what we've got left wing. And to be honest with you, one person I would like is someone we can't get, Rio Ngomoa of Liverpool. And that's why I'm kind of pissed off with not getting Sherry Monga, because I feel there's the winger market, inside forward market is kind of dead anyways. But if you niche it down a bit, there is obviously left wing options. You could argue there's more left wing options than right wing. But for me, there's not really any left wingers. You're like, oh, I'll have him. So that's why I wanted Monga, because he could have been groomed to be that long term. But I don't want to talk about players that are not at our club, man. Newcastle, why is your comment not coming up, Shad? They're doing us dirty, but I can read it out. Newcastle to replace Bruno G with Santos. Weren't we linked with Santos? Is that to replace Bruno G, or is that to bring another midfielder? And it'd be interesting what actually happens with Bruno Guimaraes, because obviously, one, I think we can be frustrated and a bit worried about why we're not signing anyone. But again, I always say last season was a reminder, or last summer was a reminder. Don't judge the club at the start of the window, judge them at the end, because at the end, there's nothing you can kind of do. That could be as a replacement. They've lost Tonali. They might have, on an ideal world, wanted to keep hold of a Guimaraes and a Tonali and then brought him in. You can't draw too many conclusions. And for Guimaraes, it's a difficult one, because we know he's from Brazil, but he might as well have come from Newcastle's academy, innit? His kids are growing up there. He loves the club. They love him. You know, for us, we probably have to leverage the point of, not now or never, but now or never. Like Newcastle, they're going to have to rebuild. They've lost some key players. They had a terrible season by their own standards based on last periods. They're going to have to rebuild. You might not get this opportunity to move again. For Newcastle, yes, they're kind of hampered by their ability to spend, but they've got bread. They've just probably got 170, 180 million off 2 players. It's not only bad for Eddie Howe's rebuild, but also a bad sentiment for the fans if 3 key players go. One, it comes down to what would be the price, because this is the one thing we keep saying. Cool, Morgan Rogers would want to join Arsenal. Guimaraes would want to join Arsenal. We'd have them. Personal terms might not be an issue, but what's the asking price? What's the absolute? What's the ideal asking? What is their asking price? What's the ideal amount in an ideal world, which would obviously be less, that we want to pay? And what's the absolute maximum? Because for me, with Bruno, if it goes past 70, and I know people, it is 70 million. Anything past that, it's a madness. This is why I do think Guimaraes would suit Arsenal to a T. Be a sexy player, be able to deputise if Rice isn't there. Him and Rice together be crazy. He's fantastic in the final third. This is a player that we should have got when he was in Brazil, let alone Lyon, let alone having these conversations. But if you can't get him, I know they're 2 very different ones, but I want a centre mid. Go get Manu Koné, who's significantly cheaper. That's more bread, in my opinion, to put towards your Morgan Rogers or your left wing or whatever else we're trying to do, people. And again, if you can offset this with spending, with selling, then it might be different. I don't believe Arsenal are going to get 20 million for Gabriel Jesus. But to us armchair experts, we hear that's the asking price. So if we just assume, boom, in some makeshift ideal world, we're praising Berta. He's grabbed 100 million. He's grabbed 20 million there. He's grabbed 17 million for Trossard. Wanyeri, what? Let's say that's about a 50. For Fabio Vieira, Reece Nelson, Kepa, Norgard, dibby fees, but every little helps type thing. On top of what we've already got allocated pre-sales to spend, well, we can do some things because it's not like we need much. For me, I'd like to see 2 level raises. Like, what I mean by that is Morgan Rogers and Gamares. That's going to set you back over 200 million. There's that. Then it's just some cheap and clever things. Like, even defense, we've shown we can sign some decent defenders. Like, we don't, I know we're not linked with him, but we're linked with household names, Levermento, all of these guys. We can't find another Timber Tomiyasu versatile Swiss Army knife. We might even buy another centre back as well because we're linked with a lot of them. It'd be interesting, man. Deck, Bruno plus any bro. If we had Bruno Gomares, Declan Rice, yeah, you've got your Eze, you got your Rodgers, you got your Odegaard, you got your Supermendy, you got your Miles Lewis Skelly. It's a running joke on this platform that I've been saying we need centre mids. I would shut up. I think that's a great centre mid pairing to the point where or options. Arteta, go do your job. Because I like what Zubi can bring to the table in a 6 or 8. I like what, in theory, he's not here, but what Bruno could be. We all love Miles Lewis Skelly. I'm not going to waste time on Declan Rice. He's like, but he holds this whole thing together. Like, now you've got options. You need to do your tactical job. And attackers, for obvious reasons, like big up everyone. They put their bodies on the lines. They obviously had moments. They had periods that were better than the others, but the consistency needs to be there. Like, as much as I like Trossard, and again, a lot of it's on the tactics, but as much as I like Trossard, our attackers, and I know there's injuries and all of these kind of things and many mitigating factors, but if I'm looking at it on a blind thing, for us to get to the next level, we need to be able to waffle about Arsenal Football Club attack in the same way we do with the defense. So pre-season, Eze, you had a good season, you know, it all worked out. I need double figures. Gyökeres, you got 14 goals. I need you to get 20. Saka, I need you to get double figures. Martinelli, I need you to chip in. Next left winger, whoever the hell that is, I need you to chip in, because the reality is, this was in a video I brought out earlier today, yeah, but then, you know, when it's all said and done, Trossard's clutch. And I know numbers ain't everything, people, but at the end of the day, Trossard, and he's not alone, we're going to go over all of them. 31 games, right? 6 goals, 6 assists. Now, if I just click on Arsenal on this, where's the squad? Where's the squad? Where's the squad? And again, there's mitigating factors, people. Like, not everyone's season is different. Like I said, every player had their moments. Every one of these players had their moments, but they're left wanting more. And then you go and look at Eze last season, for example. You look at Eze, 7 goals, 2 assists. In fact, there's got to be a quicker way to do this. All Arsenal attacking players, Premier League goals and assists, because we're just going to be clicking for time. Come, Google AI, just do that quickly, man. We don't need no in-depth stuff, just to reiterate a point. All right, so what? Gyökeres got 14 goals, 1 assist. So yeah, just focusing on the goals at this moment. He got 14 goals. Good return when it's all said and done. Obviously, him and Eze came into their role in the second half of the season. Can we get, sorry if I hit the mic there, can we get greater consistency? Cool. Gyökeres, you done your job, man. Fuck your first touch. My guy. Simple as that. Trossard, 6 goals. Saka, 6 goals. And even with that, like, Saka was significant. Saka needs to pattern up anyways, but Trossard was playing significantly more. Got 6 goals. Eze got 5. Huh? Eze only got... Wait, hang on. You got a hat-trick. That's not right, is it? You got a hat-trick against Spurs. And I swear he scored 2 against Spurs in the next game. I swear that's 5. I feel like he scored against Crystal Palace as well. So I think that's wrong, if I'm honest with you. But mediocre statistics. Now, again, bro, this can't... Like, we won the Premier League, but imagine if, we look after our players health-wise. We've got genuine options. Our defense keeps doing what they're doing and takes it to another level. Our attack shows greater consistency. Blood, crazy. Yeah, it's looking a bit booky there, man. We might have to go back to the other thing. It's looking a bit dodgy there, innit? Because I was thinking, well, that don't make sense. This is long. Profile. Current season. What did Eze grab? So Eze grabbed 7 goals. Again, we're focusing purely just on the Premier League. He only got 1 in the champs, but what a goal it was, innit? Like, that was a serious goal against Leverkusen. But then you got him. Martinelli, I think you only got 1 in the Premier, I swear you only got 1 in the Premier last season. You had some clutch moments generally in all comps, but I swear you only got 1. I might be chatting to you lot, but I'm sure you only got 1. See what I'm saying? Respectfully, 1 goal. Yeah, he got 11 and 7 and 53, but in the Prem, come on, man. Because there's them elements of, we all know how the Premier League works. You're going to win. You're going to lose when you've been playing well. You're going to win when you've been playing shit. You're going to draw when you deserve a bit more or less. And there is an element over a 38-game period, which we did. You need to just win games when you're playing shit, innit? And when you've got players with individual brilliance, because let's have it right, our defense was nicking us a couple goals. We might play shit in some games. Bit of individual brilliance, we win it, we get 3 points. And yeah, we weren't good enough, we need to do better. But end of the day, points to the board. We're defending the Premier League. And I've said, for me, minimum, I genuinely believe we're doing a domestic double. I don't think we're getting into the Champions League final. The League Cup, it is what it is, the luck of a draw. Of course, I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong about the champs. I genuinely believe we're going to retain the Premier League. And I'm more speaking it like every year, the FA Cup. Since we've won it, it's been meaty. Us and Man United have been neck and neck. I feel like we could have, run away with it a bit. But yeah, who is this? Martinelli. So yeah, let's go back. So we've seen Gyökeres, we've seen who else is there. There's no point talking about Nelson. Obviously, let's actually fact check if Saka's ones were correct as well. And again, there has been injuries and all of that kind of jazz, but you get the point. 7 goals from Bukayo in an injury hit season. But this is what I'm saying. We need to look at our attack. Big up Max Dowman. He's relevant but irrelevant. He's young. Do your thing. What did Kai get? Again, Kai, injury hit season. And it's a weird one because I wouldn't describe Kai as a goal scorer, but you have showed a lot more consistency than some of your teammates generally in the last few years in that. Fair enough, he only played 12 games in it, but you get the point. 2 goals. It's not happy reading. So the players individually need to pattern up. Obviously, we need players to stay fit. And I think there's gears to go up in attack. Noni Madueke, how many goals you get? 1 as well. I feel like I saw you score a header. It might be 2. And again, I'm kind of past believing in certain men scoring goals in it. We always say this at this moment in time. It's another year. Like we know we'll score a lot of goals, but who will get the goals? It wouldn't shock you. I know he's gone, but it hasn't shocked us in previous years if Trossard or Martinelli have had like purple patch seasons, or if they haven't, sort of thing. Prior to this season or maybe last season, Saka was the only consistent goal scorer. Obviously, Gyökeres has come into the table. This is why I want Rodgers because Rodgers. Obviously, Arteta, there's offensive tax, but Rodgers has shown me 2 seasons of a strong return. Obviously, marry that with the eye test. Can play off the left, can play in the 10. I think it goes over people's heads a lot. Play off that right. If there's any messing about with Saka, we need to take time with Max. He's young, but he does need significantly more first-team football. So you get the point. To be fair, credit to Noni. I didn't know you got 3 goals in the Prem. Who did you bag against? I feel like I saw you score a header. Who did Noni bag against in the Prem? You got a goal against Leeds. Fair enough. You got a goal against Brentford. Who else are you back against? Crystal Palace on the last day of the season. Nonetheless, you get the point. Rodgers can be a winger, striker, and a 10. He's a unicorn. Yeah, he did bag against Brentford. To call your 9 not a goal scorer says it all. I like Kai. I like Gyökeres. I would park the striker thing off until the 2027-28 season. We can mix and blend. There's games for Gyökeres. There's games for Kai. There's games where we saw Gyökeres had to come off the bench. And when the game's open, there's times, obviously, Kai's benefited from it. I feel in attack, we've got a lot of useful tools, but I need someone like I would say this with a Saka. It don't really matter who we're playing, what conditions. You're a man that's going to start. We need kind of that. Kai is not and never was a striker. To be fair, he's done his part up front as a false 9. He's not a traditional goal scorer, and I agree. But in line with the present day and dropping into midfield and all of that kind of jazz, I get it. We failed upwards with that because the midfield thing didn't bang. So, yeah, man. Midfield plus wingers need to contribute with goals as in 2022-23. Never forget the 14 draws the season before. That's where we improved for me, grinding out results, winning ugly, bro. That 14 draws is darkness, Yeah, that 1 goal Gabby got meant a lot. It did, but at the same time, listen, it's history. They won the league. They got over the line. None of the attacking players had their moments. It was none of these attacking players' greatest seasons from an individual point of view. Like Odegaard never, done the Bruno thing assist. Gyökeres didn't win the Golden Boot. Granted, that's difficult with Haaland, but it's the season you're going to remember the most, innit? Because ultimately, 2022-23 didn't mean nothing. In theory, I know it's not as white and black as this, but I'd love to marry how we are defensively with the attack of 2022-23. Like the mentality, we got mentality, but the mentality, even though we didn't win the league, the mentality of the 2023-24 season, that was the year technically it went down to the last game, right? I think our run was fantastic. If we could marry that all together, bro, it's scary, but not for Arsenal, man. For those who don't want to sell Trossard, this is how we stay stuck with players who don't raise our ceiling and run down their contract. It's the right time to do it, man. And big up Martinelli, even though he hasn't been 2022-23 Martinelli, in the last couple of years, he has this annoying knack, in a good way, of scoring some clutch goals, and he's continued it for Brazil. There's even rumours Carlo's going to start him in midfield. Well, the Odegaard role. It's obviously going to probably be a support striker, or he'll probably drift out wide as Vinicius goes inside. But it'd be interesting to see that if it does happen against Norway later, people. We can't put up with another haram football season again. I can't lie, if it results in trophies, I'm on it. It goes against all my principles, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, and we was at the parade, I was on it. We got players to play better and quicker. Adding Bruno G, Krupi, and Rogers. If not, try for Nico past 60 million. We're feared 2022-23/23/24. One against Newcastle. Yeah, so yeah, Google AI did Eze a bit dirty there. Do you think Zola's deal will happen? Until people holding shirts, I don't know, man, if I'm honest. How are Jesus and Trossard the same price? Up your selling game. To be fair, I would be amazed, genuinely amazed if they get 20 million for Jesus. Year left on his deal, 2 big injuries, mad wages as well. Now, I'm not suggesting me, Jesus, you lot expect whatever club Jesus goes if he was to leave to get his Arsenal wages, but I'll put myself on the other shoe. I do think there'll be clubs for Jesus. If I was him, I'd love for him to go Italy. He gets a clean run, he'll score goals and have a great return. But if you're buying Jesus, this is assume you're a buying club. For this example, you could be a club in Brazil, anywhere in Europe. Bobby's your uncle, innit? You might have Jesus, but you're going to look at it and go, woof, 2 big injuries. Yeah, we like Jesus. 2 big injuries, big wages. Arsenal want him to go anyways. They want a transfer fee, and we're going to have to pay him something decent when he's got a year left on his deal. I'll believe it when I see it, man. How many starting 11 players we got from the last window, DG? It's a weird one because if I was to name my strongest 11 and what I believe Mikel Arteta's is, I think Gyökeres, you put a gun to Arteta's head. I think Kai starts up front. I think Odegaard starts in the 10. So that means 2 new signings from last season in Eze and Gyökeres. You're redundant. We rate Mascara's thing, but if everybody's fit, you're probably not going to be the starter. You know what? To be fair, Hincapié, obviously, like let's forget Kepa and Norgard and all those kind of things. In my strongest 11 at this moment in time, based off last season, Raya, Saliba, Gabriel. Obviously, if everyone's fit, Juri and Timber, I'd go Hincapié, Rice, Lewis Skelly. Obviously, big up yourself, Zubi. But oh yeah, shit, Zubimendi. Yeah, Zubi would probably be in Arteta's strongest 11. But again, the way he played towards the end, and Miles Lewis Skelly started the final. But so that's another one. Pardon me. At this moment in time, Rice, Lewis Skelly, everybody fit. I'd go Eze. I'd go Gyökeres. I'd go Bakayo. Trossard's left in it, so by default it's Martinelli. So yeah, appreciate you, Curtis, man. If both fit, will we see more Calafiori and Hincapié for you next year? Left back affects left wing a lot, it seems. It's weird because I do think for large parts of last season, Calafiori was good. Him and Trossard achieved a bit of balance. Hincapié forced his way in. I'll be real, I don't really care. Obviously, with Calafiori, he's a bit better in the final third, but and Hincapié isn't that. But there's a couple of decent balls into the box Hincapié's put in that have gone unpunished. I don't really care, you lot fight it out. Like we've seen last season, there's enough games. And if I had to criticize one thing about Calafiori and Hincapié, I expect you two to get knocks next season because you lot had knocks last season. Like we're going into next season on paper, monitoring everyone who's played in the World Cup, but Saliba in particular, rumours around procedures. Not really sure what's happening with Benjamin White and Timber. Obviously, Rice is being run into the ground again. So there's obviously that. Saka's still nursing his way back. It's a bit... No, I haven't seen any news about the Sociedad. Not all low blocks are... Paraguay were horrible, man. No, but at the same time, again, when have you seen Barcola in this World Cup perform over 90 minutes? He's had good games and had moments, but 90 minutes. This is the thing. It's not me saying I don't want Barcola, but I think when people get linked with a name and they want someone, and 9 times out of 10 they don't look at it without emotion. You lot big the guy up, and then you lot are going to be the first to draw him out when it don't fit your illusion. I told you this with Eze. I told you this with Gyökeres. We win by 2 today. Viagra pushing. Whoa! I've said it once and I'll keep saying it. Barcola isn't any better than Gabby. I don't know, man. I think he is. I've never seen him start against a good team and play well. Never. Gosh, man. Pass. Smash the likes if you haven't. Ellie Creepy Jr., Bob's your uncle. You put the money down, you can do what you think. Do you think we will sell Martinelli as well since his contract is running down? I think they'll exercise the extension, and I think he's got 1 more season. If it's another season of same old, I think. Trossard out this window, Martinelli, it's been real. How much money do you think we'll spend this window? Just over 200 million, depending on if these rumors are true. Big it up for Deluded, best channel on YouTube. Respect. Appreciate you, man. High praise, man. Thank you very much for that, man. Thank you, man. Barcola under 100. PSG don't look like they're going for it, man. So 4-2 win against City and 2 goals were bad. I'm not sure what you're saying there, but yeah, big him up for those moments. But come on now. Right, let's cut the crap. Right, go and look at the tallies of all of these players. We're happy we won the Prem. In terms of goal scoring, what these guys set out in, well, what would be June, July, August, ahead of the new season. Do you think Martinelli, Eze, this one, that one are happy with their returns? So we can do they've had their moments. And again, this is how I know people don't listen. They've had their moments. I literally said that they've had their moments, but that greater level of consistency is lacking. Remove the romance. You're seeing a man with 2 goals. You're seeing a man with 7 goals. You're seeing a man, somehow Gyökeres got 14. Imagine how much more he'd get. You lot don't want to improve. You're too emotional. Calafiori is a better attacker, but Hincapié a better defender, in my opinion. Calafiori for me, but it's splitting hairs. I just like what he can do on the ball. Everything else is irrelevant. What do you mean? Get better players, win more trophies, F style of play, and this and that. But I'd be so happy with Krupi, Bruno, and someone that's defensive cover. They're more realistic signings, in my opinion, than paying what's reported some of our targets will cost. The one thing you can see is these guys are going to cost a lot of money, man. Big up yourself, Slims. Morocco going out soon, man. France, you lot out, man. It's been real. You're gone, man. Can I talk about the market? I mean, I'm not a transfer done, innit? I thought we was talking about the market. Look at Gyökeres and Isak for Sweden. Play 2 up top. We could see more teams adopt this down, just bypass midfield altogether. But Arteta, you're going to have to figure it out. I'm happy I'm not you. Kai Havertz is Barcola. I saw Arsenal fans going to Villa fan sites and talking trash to them about Rodgers. I mean, social media has always been a bit weird. Riley, one love. Barcola got that in January 2025. You keep winning by investing and improving. If that's what you call evolution, then sure, not going to argue semantics. I'm probably cool with 110. Who are you referring to, though? Ever heard of an Arsenal player turning down Madrid? Saliba, but he'll play for them one day. I like where Brazil played Martinelli in their win over Japan. World Cup hype is local. Multiple generations fed off a month. It's been a great World Cup, man. Man, I need to understand that when you can't match the opposition in quality, then you implement 4-5-1. But he didn't have any outlet in the transition, as Enzio was on his own. France didn't have any space. I can't lie. When France turn it on and they pop them passes, Elise and Mbappe, all these guys in particular, it's a joy to watch. If I'm honest, I don't think Rabiot's getting enough flowers. I'll be brutally honest. I think he's having a very good competition, if I'm brutally honest. Should we see what's going on in the tabloids as well? Keep your thoughts and talking points coming. You lot, make sure your notification bells are on, you know, because I'm making sure that you lot have your videos. There's one here about Karim Alajabegovic. I did a video to come out later today. The same goes for Morgan Rogers. I am posting the links. Even if you're not going to watch it, smash the like button. And I did a bit of a tribute video to Mr. Leandro Trossard. So thank you in advance. So always got you lot covered on this platform, man. Let's crack on. Besiktas prepare mission in US to negotiate personal terms with Leandro Trossard. Besiktas have already reached club-to-club agreement with Arsenal for Trossard. Fee will be 18 million euros plus 2 million euros in add-ons as per Gunner blog. Trossard to make final decision after the World Cup. Interesting. Once again, Besiktas have agreed a deal. His wages will be up to around 9 million euros and personal terms are in progress. We can actually read the Athletic article. As you can see in front of me, Besiktas agree 20 million euro deal with Arsenal for Leandro Trossard move, who has a contract which runs until 2027. So he's got a year left. So, yeah, that equates to 17.1 million pounds. Obviously, you know, there's 2 million euros in add-ons and he stands to fetch around 9 million euros in personal terms. Personal terms are still being finalized. So, club-to-club agreement, Trossard's getting talks. I don't know where the status are at. Does Trossard actually want to leave? Will they reach an agreement for personal terms? Does he actually want to go to Turkey? Because he's been linked with a move to Turkey, which this is the most relevant and prominent. Did they not try and get him last summer? But this is the most relevant and prominent because the Athletic, they've made bids. But you hear interest from Saudi, interest from Turkey. Obviously, you know, whether it's true or not, he's been linked with Aston Villa, Newcastle, a number of Prem teams and Italian teams. He's only got a year left on his deal. He did get a new contract of sorts last summer. It was a significant pay rise, it says there, but it didn't extend his stay. The 31-year-old is currently at the World Cup with Belgium as they prepare to face the United States in the last 16 tie on Monday. I was this in America all prior to the World Cup, and in the sweepstake, I got America. Belgium looked shaky, but I can't lie, Trossard's done very well, man. He's done very well. You know, he provided an assist in their 3-2 comeback against Senegal. Senegal fucked it up. He played a significant role last season. He helped us win the Premier League for the first time in 22 years. He played 50 times. He got 8 goals and 11 assists and started 21 matches. But you always feel Trossard, with him and first team football at Arsenal, it's always on knife edge, people. And I am happy that, you know, he leaves as a cult hero. As I said earlier, he's probably been Arteta's best attacking signing, value for money. He's obviously won the Premier League. You know, nobody's really gassing up his goal, Sunderland away. Obviously, he scored against West Ham, so you could argue that's the goal that won us the Premier League, or you could say Krupi obviously drawing or several other points. So I am happy. And, you know, I am happy for the Gabriel Jesuses, for the potential of Trossard, for maybe a Ben White, players that have been here with the blood, sweat, and tears. We've got over the line. But when you remove romance, there's plenty of reasons to keep Trossard. There's also plenty of reasons to say, you know what, sell while the price is high. This is a good fee for a 31-year-old where we clearly have no interest in extending his terms going back to last summer. Martinelli, you've probably bought yourself another season. Go and bring in a left winger because we needed that yesterday. And with this, it needs to happen more, man. So, yeah, big him up on the West Ham game as well. He's been a regular. You know, he played 174 times. He got 36 goals and 34 assists for us. Primarily played off the left, but he's played in a bunch of roles, people. His strongest season was 2023-24, where he got 16 goals across the Premier League champs. Been a good season for him, people, man. He scored a hat-trick against Liverpool. Oh, that was for Brighton. He's been a good Premier League player. Hand of Arsenal said, selling Leao was the first step. Cult hero, I agree. Opens up a clear slot left wing. Both Rodgers and Barcola files are being worked on simultaneously. Still no club-to-club official talks, but both players very open to a move classic better, which is great, but it's the calm before the storm. We want you, you want us, or we'd be open to having you, you'd be open to having us. That's great. Personal terms won't be an issue. We could sell the sporting project. That's great. But in Barcola's case, Arsenal and PSG need to agree something. Aston Villa and Arsenal need to, in Rodgers' case, need to agree something. What's the price in the ideal world we want to pay? What's the absolute maximum we want to pay? When are you on stepping away? Where's the alternative targets? And this is great to talk about with you lot. Until man are holding shirts saying they grew up watching Arsenal, the dream is free. The hustle is sold separately, people. Again, keep your thoughts coming. We're going to spin back around for these things. But yeah, let's just carry on with what one. Anyone take back Granit Xhaka? If there's any foolishness around Gomares, just because, you know, Sunderland have told Chelsea, no. I know it's wrong, people. But I know it's not right, but is it wrong, is what I should say. Leandro Trossard departure would open the door for Arsenal to sign a new winger. Rodgers is Arsenal's top target, while Bradley Barcola remains an option, according to Fabrizio Romano. Discuss Rodgers or Bradley Barcola, where you lot at there. Arsenal set price to sign Gomares from Newcastle. I don't know who told this, Chris Davey, any of this, but let's see. Apparently, we're preparing a new offer to sign Newcastle United midfielder Bruno Guimaraes. We made a verbal offer of 55 million. Naturally, that's been turned down. According to Chronicle Live, which is a newspaper out of Newcastle, Guimaraes has concerns over Newcastle's direction after they failed to qualify for Europe and have decided to sell Tonali and Gordon. You're going to have that because last summer was a mess for Newcastle on the transfer front. Didn't have a good season. Lost 2 key players. Obviously, he's probably thinking, you know what? I know I've won a title, we've been in the champs, but like what we're doing, those fears could be quashed. Those fears might be shared everyone at Newcastle. You could say if they go and sign other players, you're going to be happy. It comes down to money, as we're talking about. The report adds that 65 million bid from Arsenal could be enough to tip the balance, and sources at the club have indicated that an official offer will be submitted before the end of the transfer window. Man, we need to do that sooner rather than later. If we can get him, great. If not, let's fuck off and get someone else, like a Manu Koné. Arsenal also said to be encouraged that an agreement can be reached with Newcastle over a deal for Gomares. There's been a key part of Eddie Howe's side since his 40 million move from Lyon 4 years ago. We should have got him then. Speaking earlier this week, Gomares' former teammate at Newcastle, Emil Kraft, stressed the importance of the Brazilian midfielder to Eddie Howe's side. He's the most important player in the team. He manages the game so well, both physically and technically. I hope they can keep him. There's a lot of rumors surrounding him, which is not surprising because he's had a good World Cup and a great season. To be fair, on the goal scoring front or assisting front, he's done well. 4 assists in 4 games. And at 28, people are going to see 28, oh, too old. Bro, 28. If he keeps up, you could get a good 4 years out of him where he's 32, and then he could become the Norgard. If you go and sign him the next Bawardi or whatever, he could be your squad player. I'm doing it if it can be done, innit? We've been linked with another midfielder. Also been told by Sporting President Federico Varandas that they can still swoop in and snap up Atletico Madrid target Morten Huijsman, who apparently has an Arsenal tattoo. We've been linked with this Denmark individual tentatively. Does anyone really want to trouble Sporting? And if we are, probably for Ivan Fresneda. Apparently, they're reportedly no longer demanding that his 80 million euros release clause be triggered and are prepared to sell him for around 50 million euros. He's also got interest from Man United. This has piqued the interest of numerous suitors, given that he has been a standout performer for the Lisbon club. He's obviously their captain. Atletico Madrid seem to be the strongest side showing interest in a 27-year-old. Arsenal apparently have been watching from afar. In May, it was claimed that the Gunners had made contact with Huijsman's camp to explore potential transfer, but it does not appear that there's been much movement from the Premier League champion since. Apparently, he's certainly be keen on the move. He's a boyhood Arsenal fan and even has the club badge tattooed on his left arm. Get it done. We are talking about hypothetical scenarios Heisman is still a sporting player. We received an offer from Atletico Madrid, which we rejected. It's a long way from the value we want. We have established a fair value appropriate for his age, his position, and the years he has spent at Sporting. Both the player and his agents know that value. Anything below it and the player stays. Boy, so be a madness. Apparently, Gomares is understood to have serious concerns over Newcastle's long-term ambitions, with growing uncertainty surrounding the club's direction, fueling fresh speculation over his future. Football Transfers can reveal that the Brazilian international is not asked to leave Newcastle, so we probably need him to do that. But sources indicate there's increasingly unease behind the scenes. Speaking to well-placed sources, it has emerged that Gomares is worried about the club's trajectory, particularly amid questions over potential player departures and the long-term future of Eddie Howe. One source described the situation bluntly, insisting he's not happy with how matters currently stand. The Newcastle project has not progressed as expected since his move in 2022, despite 2 Champions League qualifications and Cat Yarabal Cup success. Obviously, they've lost Gordon Tonali. Last year, they lost Izzat. They've got new Saudi money, and the owners are a lot better than Mike Ashley. I think Newcastle fans deserve that. You can see why this makes sense, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything. And at the end of the day, he's under contract. Despite Gomares' frustrations with Newcastle stagnation, which is going to happen, Newcastle didn't have a good season. Football Transfer has been told that he's more likely to stay than leave as things stand. However, there's one major caveat. The situation could change if the Brazilian actively tries to force a move. So this is all hypothetical, but you're basically saying what could happen anyways, in that he's frustrated with the project. He could be open to moving. There's been no offers. He's not agitated for a move away, whether that's because of the World Cup or he hasn't communicated that. So this is a long jargon way of, and obviously Arsenal have had interest in him. We need a centre mid and we're linked with him today. They're just bare jargon to say that it's bare hypotheticals right now. We know they're going to be desperate to keep hold of him, people. The situation, of course, made all the more serious for Newcastle by the fact that Arsenal are actively exploring a move for Gomares. A verbal offer for the Gunners has reportedly already been rejected. Apparently, his reps recently posted a picture on social media alongside other super agents. There has been rumours that Kaya Jarupkin is leading these rumours, and that's where it really goes with. What's all of this? Jose Mourinho's decided to keep Tchouaméni. I wouldn't be against him. Your City are not interested in Enzo Fernandez, neither Real Madrid, neither us are us then. Arsenal are convinced that a club will come forward to meet their 20 million euro asking price for Fabio Vieira. What happened to, pardon me, Nottingham Forest? Come get that done, man. Come and get that done. Galatasaray are not closing in on a move for Odegaard. We heard this, apparently, people that Arsenal have responded to suggestions that Odegaard has greenlit a transfer to Galatasaray. I'm not going to lie, that was absolute BS. There's been rumours by Sammy Mokbel that we could be open to offers for Odegaard. And I'd add Kai Havertz to that, but it doesn't seem like there's any truth. He said to be happy here. Obviously, on paper, at the time of making this, either, our Brazilians in Martinelli and Gabriel Magalhaes are going to, their World Cup ends today, or it'll be Captain Wondergaard in it. So there's that. What is this? Apparently, we're making more backroom changes as well, people. When this Google Translate will be kind. Jose Jimenez has left Germany and specifically Leverkusen and signed for Arsenal. Apparently, he's a fitness coach. So we're making a bit of off-field changes. But I think I speak for every Arsenal fan when I say, where's the other signings? So, yeah, fitness coach Antonio Gomez joins the technical staff of Arsenal led by Mikel Arteta. I read this yesterday, but apparently Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City and Manchester United, as well as Chelsea, we've all said, we've all agreed to Leo's demands of, if you want to sign Boadi, you can have him for a year, in which we're not in a position to do that. In a hypothetical world, like if we signed Bruno Gomares and there was money going around and we were convinced that we can get Boadi and he wants to sign for us, then cool, Bob's your uncle. You get that money done, spend next season over there and whatnot. Well, I like Boadi. You can't help us if Zubamendi loses form, if Miles Lewis-Skelly gets injured, or if Rice gets run into the ground. We need another pivot. So if they're saying that, as much as I want this individual, you just have to keep it moving. If I'm completely honest, Bailey of Team Talker said, I can exclusively reveal Arsenal, Manchester City, and Chelsea have all softened their stance and are now prepared to accept a loan back agreement if it gives them the edge in the race to sign one of Europe's elite teenage talents. Can also play right back, so we could use him. All 3 Premier League giants had initially been keen to integrate Boadi into their first team environment sooner rather than later. However, sources say they increasingly recognize that agreeing to Leo's request may prove decisive in winning the battle for his signature. Boy, I don't know about that, man. He went on to note, Liverpool and United aren't looking as favourable on the idea of signing the player for a big fee and being without his services for a year. As such, those 2 clubs are expected to bow out the race, leaving Arsenal, Chelsea and City as the main contenders from England. So it depends on how you want to read that, people. Apparently, we're looking at Konza as well as Morgan Rogers. Romano said Arsenal also have an interest in Barcola, but their number 1 option remains Morgan Rogers. For Morgan Rogers, Aston Villa want to put a price of around 130 million to let him leave this summer. The Villa are aware of Arsenal's interest and of interest from other clubs, including Chelsea. But in this moment, Arsenal have made very good progress on the player side for some time. I mean, you've got to make some club-to-club progress. And so Arsenal keep pushing for Rodgers. Rodgers on the list, but for Rodgers, this depends on the price because Aston Villa want 130 million. But Arsenal hope to find a way to negotiate, maybe with add-ons, maybe with a different structure. Arsenal hope to be creative in order to find a solution for Rodgers. The Daily Telegraph is saying that Konza is also on our list, people. Villa do not want to sell Rodgers, but would need to consider alternative sales to help fund signings if they manage to keep hold to him. Konza has 2 years remaining on his contract and is likely to be valued in the region of 60 million. Anyone paying 60 million? I don't know about that. You better look 35. If it's that deep, I can't lie, man. Defenders, for defenders, do your job, man. Like, you found Mascara, just go and find somebody that is a centre half. Go and find fullbacks. If you get Konza and he's on joining us, fair play, people. But I just think it's silly season. It is nice to be linked with new names. I cannot pronounce this guy here, but one of the players, you know what? There's 2 players I like the most at the World Cup, man. Who's that that plays for Switzerland with the long hair? I think Newcastle have been linked with him. He's sick. I've been talking about him from game week 1. And I like this Ivory Coast shoot, man. Christ, Oli. I only found out about him through the World Cup. I'm not watching Turkish League. Really like the way he plays. Obviously, I don't advocate signing people off the back of a World Cup, but my kind of midfielder thought it's worth. I wanted to know you lot's thoughts. Leo have set an asking price for Arsenal United target. Bawardi, what is it? Apparently, the president of Leo said, when I see Anderson move to City for 116 mil and Tonali to Tottenham for 100 mil, and they don't have the potential for development that Ayoub has because he possesses unique qualities. I sound like listening to myself. I have a price in mind. We'll see what happens. For them, and Bawardi apparently said, for the moment, I'm only focused on the World Cup. I cannot answer this right now. I'm really happy to know that some clubs are interested in me, but for now, I'm here focused on the World Cup with Morocco, and we'll try to give everything to do our best. Fair play, people. Anyone having Belemba? He's linked with United. Wharton, I'd have him, but that's a myth. They've been saying 100-odd million for Felix Nemecha. Man United. I'm having Alex Scott. You lot are free to have Tyler Adams, even direct rating people. I know you lot don't care about Julian Alvarez anymore, but Julian Alvarez update offered after transfer request bombshell and Arsenal interest. We're going to skip through stuff, people. Gavi claims Alvarez's dream is to play for Barcelona. Okay, that's great. We've been linked with him. I don't really care about nothing else. This is just West, man. Come off my screen, man. Get off my screen. Pussy. Anyways, Arsenal have agreed to sell Trossard to Besiktas, and an extremely reliable sources revealed the Gunners are now simultaneously working on 2 superstar wingers. I hope when I scroll down, it's names that are not Morgan Rogers and Barcola, but we'll see. Well, it is. Apparently, both want to join us. Get it done then. Big up hand of Arsenal. So this article is just regurgitating the same shit, if I'm honest. What's this? Oh, well, at least there's a new name. I ain't never watched this individual before, but Arsenal apparently are interested in signing Boca Juniors midfielder Thomas Aranda. The 20-year-old is highly regarded in South America, and Arsenal have been scouting extensively. They're keeping tabs on his development, and it remains to be seen whether they decide to make an approach for him. According to a report from El Transigente, I tried, man. Arsenal have been assessing his development and have yet to decide whether to make an official approach to sign him. The 20-year-old midfielder has the potential to develop into a quality player with the right guidance, and he could be a solid long-term investment for Arsenal. The opportunity to join the Premier League champions will be exciting for the 20-year-old midfielder as well. It'd be a step up in his career. However, he needs regular opportunities to develop further. Sitting on the bench at Arsenal will not benefit him. If he joins the English club, he must seek assurances regarding his development and game time. Arsenal are looking to build a team capable of dominating English football. They need to build for the future, and investing in talented young players would be ideal. Meanwhile, the player has a 15 million release clause in his contract. Arsenal certainly have the financial deal muscle to get that deal done. It remains to be seen whether they follow up on their interest with an official offer. Multiple other clubs from Europe are keeping tabs on the 20-year-old. Arsenal should look to move quickly if they want to win the race for his signature. The asking price seems reasonable for a player of his potential. Aranda could justify the investment if he manages to adapt to English football in the future, people. Arsenal exit talk calls as injury complicates interest. Who's this in relation to Benjamin White? So Benjamin White, long story short, he can't be sold if he's struggling with injuries. Okay, we know this. We know this. So that's probably bought him an extensive life. Okay, I'm using an ad blocker. I think this is basically just going to say the same with Barcola. Barcola's future at PSG remains unclear. Arsenal and Liverpool are both lurking. You're not going to shag me and my fans. PSG stances believe that the player is not for sale. You're not going to zang me. I'm reading this. They want Yandy on Monday. And it's basically saying what we know. PSG's asking price is going to be a mad tick. What's the asking price for Wardy? You going to say anything different? Regurgitating the same shit to me. Ben Jacobs on Bournemouth's Alex Scott. Bournemouth have been clear with Alex Scott. They don't wish to sell. Understand a new contract was offered in March, April, and talks set to continue this summer. Bournemouth content whether Scott signs a new contract, likely with a release clause, or continues on the existing one. Man United expected to explore a move. Scott's also on Arsenal's radar. Andrea Berta already made an approach and was told Bournemouth don't want to sell. Scott also appreciated by City and Chelsea. Club set to test Bournemouth's resolve in the coming days, folks. Moving away from that, don't know what this means, but Arsenal made an inquiry to Chelsea just a short while ago regarding the possibility of Enzo Fernandez. Arsenal considered the price requested by Chelsea to be excessive. You reckon they only spent 120 odd million on him and confirmed that they will not pay that amount. The player has been focused on a move to Madrid. Stop begging, it's disgusting. But it seems that this matter has largely come to an end, though it may not have ended completely yet. It remains unclear whether Arsenal will return with a new attempt or whether Fernandez has now become open to a move to Arsenal. No, are we open to you, blood? You're not that guy still. I'm not going to cap. But yeah, that seems to be it where the transfer segment is, people. Should we refresh the page? Come on, tell us Messi's flying in for a medical. Man, I don't care about this guy no more. At least we saw some new names. What's this? Same old Trossard board BS. It's not even BS, really. It seems like there's an element of truth to that, really. So, yeah, that's the transfer segment. Smash the likes if you haven't. That Rodgers, here we go, is going to hit like crack. You do have to spend money. Go big or go home, man. Scouts, do your job or go yard. If we get Enzo, Havertz has to be sold. Oh, Enzo has to be rushed. DG, who you got for the Golden Boot, Mbappe or Messi? It feels like destiny will give it to Messi, but I think Kylian, you know. Well, go on, Kylian. Big up SR. 80 million, Alex Scott, United won't buy him unless he's sold for less. He needs to run down his contract, man. Or if he's got that release clause, I don't know. FFP just brought in by elite clubs to stop competition. It's why UEFA did it. We need to target French under 21 centre-backs. 5 or 6 are much better than Konza. Yeah, Mazambi, that's it, Marcel. He's cold. I like him still. I like him. PSR/SCR is a joke, should be scrapped. Let people financially dope. Few clubs have gone in PL history. Just ensure they publish accounts. No dirty money, and they disclose all cash inputs. All these clubs are dirty, man. All these clubs are dirty. Ethan at left wing, it was worth a go at times for experience. English people have less evolved football brains than most nations. It's not there. House calm. The realist gunner out there signing off from Midland, Texas. Big up yourself, Curtis. Stay blessed, my boy. What elite manager would accept selling their best player year in, year out to satisfy PSR before you can spend, use your brain? Damn, what did Ice do? Let's not act like we didn't see him stinking out the gaff under Ten Hag and Aaron. Oh, I think I'm getting involved in you lot's chats. No problem in signing Højlund, but will Arteta trust him? Bro, you have to trust him. People so obsessed with potential and resale value. We'd all be gassed if Bawardi became anything close to Gamara's 28. He's ready right now. Give me either one. Give me either one, man. Bringing Xhaka as a step back to progress. I hear it. DG, look, my bro. Konza, Bruno, Barcola, Zolis. Oh, not no Konza at 60 mil. If there's a little deal to be had, I wouldn't be against it. But it's, to be honest, Villa should be looking at 50, 60. But yeah, it's a no for me. Better. We found Mascara. Scouts, go do your job. Bruno Gomares is welcome. Zolis, I don't mind. I like what I see. Scouts, do your job. Barcola, you're welcome. I love Creepy as well, man. Half of these links, keywords links, I wouldn't be against. Trossard can say he actually won the Prem. Great for him. He can leave with his head held high. Exactly. I want Zolis for 30, pay 40 though. But that seems to have gone quiet. It's like he was 1 minute we've scouted him, then he's been offered to us. There's been no progress. Maybe we have sweetened him up enough. He's put us as a priority. We told him we'll circle back. I don't know, man. It's one. I say this all the time. I wish I knew better or Arteta, so I knew exactly really what is happening, what's going on. You lot are violating, though. You're not smashing the like button. To the 51 of you that have hit the like button, there's over 100 of you tuned in. Can we get to 100 likes? You're boying it, people. And again, turn on your notification bells because we've got content, man. We've got content. I've been on my scouting stuff. I've been up all night editing these things for you, you know. So I'd appreciate it if you fucking watch it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man. Don't cost nothing to support, man. It don't cost nothing. And to those of you who have, take my hat off to you. Even I see SI and Gavin and Marcel, they never support Arsenal, but they support my content. They support shit clubs. Fuck them all. We're coming to smack up you lot's club. You heard it here first. We're winning at Anfield. Let me calm down. The season ain't even started, but Arsenal, we won the league. I'm a monster now. Rodgers or Trossard for next year, huh? Rodgers tomorrow, bro. Where? Is what it is, man. Arteta don't like Ethan. Unfortunately, with Ethan, I just think that's a money maker there, man. I just think it's a money maker, and you know what? You probably got to leave for the best of your career. I hope I'm tweaking, and you get an opportunity and whatnot. But I'd prefer to loan you out in the Prem. But I just think they're gonna say, you know what? There's 50 million there. Let's get our piece. Short term, isn't Trossard better than Rodgers? Nah, I'm having Rodgers, man. I'm having Rodgers. Maybe I need to see different stuff. I need to see different stuff now. I need something different. I think if you sign Rodgers, though, you need to rise up and out inside forward, because as like Trossard's gone now, you'd have what? Rodgers you can play out there. Rodgers you could play out there. Eze you could play out there. Martinelli could play out there. Like actual genuine options. On paper, we know he's gone, but Gabriel Jesus. I'm being a bit stupid now, but Reece Nelson, we all know the options that are likely to play there. Obviously, Saka, Noni, they could all move out there, but really and truly, where are the options? That's why I wanted Mongo, because there's a bit of a pathway there. So you would need, I won't say chalk on boots, because I don't necessarily think we need the chalk on boots inside forward. I just think my man needs to be equally as a threat, taking someone down the touchline and drifting inside. Who that is, I don't know. But what I do know is we've needed that for a number of years now. Mikel Arteta, Berta, the wider recruitment team and the coaches and whatnot, that's you lot's jobs. I'm not going to judge you at the start of the window. Obviously, I want us to get a move on. Make sure by the end of the window, I look at my midfield and I can see new midfielder, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Zubimendi, Rice, the options of Akai, Eze, Odegaard, all of the Merino across the season. They might be able to help us out. I look on that left-hand side and say, you know what? It's been about 3-4 years. Finally, there's a level raiser there. I need a defensive reinforcement. Obviously, little isms and schisms. Kepa might go. You need a goalie. That's what I need to see. Because the way I think, of course, I want Gomares, I want Rodgers, I want Barcola, I want Krupi, I want this one, I want Julian Alvarez. I'm greedy. Who doesn't? And the same goes for some of you in the chat right now that don't support Arsenal with half the names you're linked with. I wanted young Monga. That's great. Too bad, too sad. We never got them. Just make sure that you've got alternatives. Because as I keep saying, centre mid, left wing, etc. The only place I would like a striker, but that's my thing for 27-28, because in the next 2-3 years, I'll say this before, it's going to be interesting in particular. What happens with Martinelli? What happens with Merino? What happens with Kai? What happens with Odegaard? What happens with Benjamin White? Bit different, but what happens with Saliba? Purely because Real Madrid are on him. Selling Trossard when you got set piece coach ain't a good. He was always going to go. Selling one of your clutch players ain't a good idea, Corner Boys FC. Don't worry about us. This is top of the league business, man. This is top of the league business. Free even spot for you at United. Brother. More new names you ain't going to get is crazy. What? You lot thought you was getting Fernandes? Getting food chain. At least City came and took a young G. You lot got food chained by Spurs. But you lot been having a Spurs fetish. They've been slapping on you lot. You lot lost a League Cup final. I mean, a European final against them. Empty barrels make the most noise. Man United fans always chatting shit. One little top four, little assist record. You lot become the very things you hate about Arsenal history, Mercy. It's been 13, 14 years, B. Focus, bro. Go get your Prem back, you dickheads. Let's see how you lot are with more than 40 games a season. Yeah, we lost the Champions League final on pens and Champions League. You never sing that. Brother, there's you said that support Man United that can't do that. You lost on penalties against Grimsby. Let's see, man. Rise up, man. Say what you want. As a 31-year-old man, we ain't been the big bad bullies. All for a large part of my life, all I knew at Arsenal was Arsene Wenger. You know, cool. Arsene Wenger cut. Arteta was a player here. He even went over to City, the same team you lot suck off all the time. But you dropped a treble on you. Went to City, learned his tricks and trades. Won the FA Cup. Won the Premier League. Post Wenger, I've seen a Prem. Fergie, rise up, because you lot have done Jose, Louis van Gaal. You lot gassed up Ten Hag. You swear blind you didn't. Ten Heisenberg. You lot gassed up Amarin. Some of you don't really rate Carrot, but some of you are gassing it. Just rise up, Prem, man. Come get your Prem back, man. Man United fans, are you in the title race? Just come get our chain, man. But that's a less of that. I see Warren, there you have it. There's your reply. Look, man, I'm famous. Unpopular opinion, Martinelli should have been sold instead. Guess we'll never know. I worry for our midfield if that Rice injury is a serious one. He's out for 4-6 weeks. You need to rise up the Gomares thing or someone of that ilk. For me, anyways. We're coming for that chain. Chelsea fans, when you lot said, oh my God, with 10 men, we're in the title shout. Somehow you ended up 10th with the best thing since sliced bread, Cole Palmer. Better than Rice Caicedo. Enzo Fernandez, you can do everything. Lavia is better than Rice. Estavio is the big bad Brazilian. I only see one big bad Brazilian out of these London clubs. In fact, I see more. I see Igor Thiago in the Brazil squad. Man, see Martinelli. Where's these youths? Where's these youths? They're not rolling. I see certain guys that are the best thing since sliced bread that play for Man City. They're doing Wimbledon. Half-fit Saka's over them side. Nonny's playing. Like, fam. You lot do it for show. You lot buy designer clothes, get no gal. We turn up in Primark shit. Gally or something like this in the car and that is crazy. Big up the gal. Hey, Chair, you always take it too far, man. Don't compare us to you lot. Empty barrels make the most noise. We're suffering from success. We won it when we was needy. Our attackers, no one got double figures bar Glocker is in jeans. It's dark. Chelsea. Man are getting rejected for a 70-year-old Granit Xhaka, mate. Get the fuck out of here, lad. Fuck you on about, cuz. Get out of here, lad. Stink. You stink. Yeah, we won it. You ain't won it in 13, 14 years, Warren. Don't focus. Focus. How are you mocking someone for driving and you're taking a skateboard? Relax, bro. Come on. Stop smoking. Stop smoking. If ours is PGMOL, then yours is blood money. I don't even want to get there. Roman Abramovich. Shut up. Certain man were doing Fergie time. Certain man had Roman Abramovich. We know what City done. Sometimes you got to also get your hands dirty to live clean. You lot argue with that. My team, did we win it? Yes or no? Last time I checked, when my man got his special metal pen out, it says the Arsenal, lad. Just come and get it back. If we're not good, our manager's not good, this player shit, that player shit, this, that, the third, I'll make you lot right. If you lot are right, Arsenal we should be finishing and we should be getting relegated. Just come get your shit back, man. Just come get your shit back. Don't focus on my club. It's World Cup on, buddy. I thought you said the World Cup. Everyone's going to forget. Shh, please. Did you win the Prem? Who's on the longest drought? Please. Bare war stories. Like, man. But that's the less with the Pagans now. Trossard gone. About time we start getting serious. I mean, I need to see some player. I'm getting excited now. I need a player, man. I need a player. But I'm having Manu Koné. Like, I don't think he's a bad signing. Obviously, people are going to be up. You can't go from Bruno Gomares and Tonali and all these name brand guys to Manu Koné, but it's a very decent signing. And I don't know how much the World Cup factors into his thing, but we've seen 35, 40, 45 million euros. That seems a lot more obtainable than Newcastle's Gomares for their price tag, on top of what they're trying to rebuild, and on top of them already losing key players. Which is why I said, if you want Gomares and Rodgers and Barcola, I hope it works. I'd love all of them. But make sure, I don't want to hear no we tried. That tells me centre mid, creative player, left wing. Make sure these things are addressed come the end of the window. I'm having Koné. This attack needs a serious revamp, whether Trossard stayed or not. Yep. And signings is only one part. Listen, it's above my pay grade. I ain't got you A for badges. You need to make something work, because, again, whether we're talking about certain things tactically, certain things around injuries, certain things around certain personnel, left wing, these are conversations. We didn't just play last season and start, May came around and we're talking about them. We've been talking about these things for years. Left wing, arguably, we should have bare targets. We should have bare household names, bare guys playing in Brazil and Somalia. We've never seen them kick ball. They sign for us and they're wavy. We have had to have been scouting that area for a number of years. So if we don't address that, next step, get attackers in. Jesus, next chopping board. Get fees. We need to free up his 265k per week. And obviously Reece Nelson. Nelly, Arsenal demand high fees or shut the door. I don't mind Nelly coming off the bench. Nelly and Nonny, the last kind of Banduli guys. You lot are tools in the toolbox now. Long term, being reliant on Trossard isn't going to help us. It all comes down to what comes in to replace him. And that's, admittedly, he's not signed. But when I looked at that Zoe list, brother, I thought you look more Trossard than Martinelli. If in the same way, if he looked like some road runner, like, pardon me, I know it's different because there's an avenue of keeping Martinelli. But if we sign Barcola, they said, oh, you know what? Trossard might stay. Martinelli, you might be the one to go. Instead of sacking the Arsenal medics, Arsenal should sign an attacking coach as soon as possible, as I'm dreading the same haram, slow, sideways and backwards passing. We need electric wingers and feeding. Eze. Oh, yeah. Never wanted to. Because Man United never get rejected. It's only you lot that can say foolishness. Spend the money, get the key signing, sell aggressively, and also get in quality squad players too. Facts. DG saying break the bank for Rodgers. Yeah, lad. Where's my tweet, man? Where's my tweet? Where is my tweet? I have been on the Rodgers case for a minute. Again, if you check out this video when it comes out, there's a tweet I've put out here of Rodgers. Yeah. Warren, I didn't know you knew Omar Barada, but there's a tweet. Where is it? Oh, I'll be retweeting everything. Look, I'm just a troll online, man. Where is it? I will find it. France, a joy to watch, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to find it. I've set myself this target now, man. When I start stuff, obviously, big up Mudrik as well, because if we signed you, we wouldn't have known Trossard. Hey, Warren, your captain can't do this. Whatever you say about Wonderguard, show me that with Bruno. Please just show me that with Bruno. Where is it? I'm sorry, people. Like, I'm still here, but I've set myself a target. I'm going to go find it. I'm sure someone mentioned it to me as well. There it is. Move, man. 26th of April, 2019. Arsenal need to bring me Jude Bellingham and Morgan Rogers. Where was you in 2019? And another one I want. I think it would be silly for him to sign for Arsenal. He's probably off going to a smaller team and whatever. Apparently, he's not signed a pro deal. Regan Heskey, son of Emil Heskey, he's cold. But that could make us some peas, and that could be a left winger. Where was you in? We signed in 2019. Well, that's what you were doing in 2019, and then he went City. Fair enough. But you can see the point. I've wanted him for a minute. I need him. I don't know about all of that, mate, Warren. This come off the internet, mate. Like, tell Bruno, right? Just tell Bruno to do that with the Prem. I'm not talking to no one who currently has not got a Prem medal. Please, just that. Rivals say they don't care, but they tweet and talk about us. They're upset, man. And look at Juju. Oh my God, Warren, I support Chelsea and you support Man United. You're right. Kiss me. Stop Man United. I can't even say the word I want to say about Chelsea because this is how you get cancelled. You lot do the little buddy linking up sword fighting thing. A's up 2 3s up. Corner boys in the building. A way or no way. Fuck every one of the other 19 teams in the Prem. Don't bread us. Shout out Bournemouth though. Say, oh my God, you're so right. Internet friends. Oh my God. Appreciate you, SI. Oh my God, internet buddies. Oh my God, Warren, I love you. Oh my. You don't get a fucking rude, mate. Hey, Warren, give him your numbers, man. He's chirping you. I know you lot are blushing. You damn BBs. We'll say that. Say any man will let me stop. Chair, don't do that. All-inclusive platform. Everybody welcome. Yeah. All of that stuff. Don't buy me. It's all banter, man. It's all bants. Big up Warren and Gigi, man. It's all bants. It's nice to have bants because I feel on social media, especially YouTube, people get mad like fucking hate you, link me. I'm thinking over football. Like, calm down, man. It's crazy. We played 63 games last season. 2016, alongside 35 games, we played World Cup, then pre-season, start the season. If we don't have squad depth, then midway October, we are finished. Blood. You're right. But right now, it's July the 5th, man. I'm trying to think about that shit when the time comes, man. I know people, but in life, as much as football stresses me, I try my best not to stress over things I can't control. 64 likes. How have we not got 100? To the 65, oh, you meant 2026. To the 65 people that have hit the like button. Come on, man. That's it. Warriors are full. Bad said, DG, hurt my feelings is the last one I had. This guy, yeah, I'm full. Big up yourself, man. I keep seeing these reels on Insta of them pen misses. I hope Gabby and Eze don't have to take one. Bro, at the end of the day, you got to take a pen. You got to take, bro, you missed. You didn't kill no one. Get on with it, bro. It's like when Tar missed, I felt sorry for him, but at the end of the day, he stepped up. I felt sorry for the young Australian youth, man, the mixed race guy. I felt sorry for him, man. Like, them things are pressure, you know. And is it just me, or you could relate Arsenal to? Well, you can. Arsenal, Germany, fucking, what's the other one? Australia. Even when Harry Slaughter, he's got to be I reckon he might even be taller than Dan Burn, you know. Like, them two must be the tallest at the World Cup. Why are defenders taking the pens, bro? I know they might, you know, if you want to step up, they want to step up. They might be lit in training, like we've seen misses, but maybe they're great at them. I know Sergio Ramos used to do them, but why is there like attackers cowering away for club and country now? Like Arsenal, this and that. Man said smoke some weed. I don't know what that is. I don't do that. Have a drink. I'll have that. You'll be okay. Just make sure you have aircon for the next heat wave. Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to find a way this afternoon to have a nap as well, because I'm gonna be on TalkSport for the England-Mexico game. I think we start at 12:45 a.m. So that'll be 1. Probably get home at like 4. Blood, just jump in the Uber, and I'll go be back at TalkSport in the morning. Fucking hell. But we do what we need to do, mate. So yeah. It is what it is, man. Like, is there anything else related? Come on, man. Messi, come. Neymar. I just want them to lie to me now, you know. I just want them to tell me double race for Adam Walton or something. Like, I just want new stuff to talk about with you lot. Like this, we'll talk about the same guys day in, day out. It's getting a bit boring, man. Like, cool, we want Rodgers, but what can we say about Rodgers tomorrow that we ain't said today? Unless there's a bid accepted, a bid rejected, a medical, he comes out and he says something, or Aston Villa come out and say something, or Arsenal come out and say something. Barcola is boring now, man. No, do something else if it's not weed. I know what I've never needed to take drugs, bro. I'm not on that. What? Anyone got risk? Trossard is 31. Long term, we need to move away from relying on him. If we don't replace him adequately now, we'll suffer bad though. And a lot of people are saying like, don't sell him. But then if you keep him and he stinks up the place, them same people say, oh, you know what? Might have been better to get rid of him, you know. Trossard had a good season, but like, bro, we've been vexed with that left wing for a minute, man. Plus, when Netherlands got knocked out, I got rival mates and friends texting me how your player Tim. Oh, I got that as well. People, this is what I mean. People don't watch ball, bro. People don't watch ball because you would have seen Timber is not in the World Cup squad. Do you know how many people are excited? And granted, it's his twin, but his twin looks exactly like him, innit? I don't even think his mum and dad can tell them apart. Probably need name tags. I was getting the same thing. I was like, hang on, hold on, relax a bit. Like, it's not Timber. They're on us. Do you know how quick they were on? Gabriel Magalhaes and Brazil had a shit first game against Morocco. Magalhaes is not in that. The system. Saliba's not there to hold his hand. You see Gabriel Magalhaes now, innit? Magalhaes, you know what to do against Norway. Horrible, man. We're a night listening to that, man. Seeing an Arsenal fan say that Paraguay performance. Bro, I can't lie. It was. And to be fair, if Paraguay were doing that in Sunday League or in amateur football, there'll be several rules. Like, I think that, you know what, Paraguay did what they needed to do in it. Scummy, but they did what they needed to do. Me is the ref. How can you not get any reds, any yellows? They're getting away with like the ref didn't even give the penalty. I swear VAR to get involved. The ref was smoking budge. I can't lie. To the point where I wouldn't say you're match fixing for any country. You've got to bet on. You're getting pressured on WhatsApp. There's defo, because that was probably a game. Everybody, certain amount of cards, certain amount of fouls. The house always wins. There was defo something in that. You was moving too scrubby. 30 more likes and we have 100. You was moving too booky. Hella MMA, like even little things. I want to. It was either Manu Koné or Saliba. One of them jumped up for a header. Yeah. One of the Paraguay players has just jumped up with his elbow. I see one of them karate chopping, man. Crazy. Absolute craziness. He had 1 year on his deal and he's 31. Would have liked him to stay, but there wouldn't be much resale value, so I get the decision. Bro, Arsenal did this. Boy, do the thing. You support Man United, bro. You're a Chelsea fan, Juju. The fuck with Jose used to get away with, and you're a Man United fan. Do you know how much cheating you lot used to do this? Remember how our unbeaten run ended? Please, don't hate us because you ain't us. And if we're doing it, you lot made us this way. Because when Arsenal were frontlining, let's be gentlemen and let's play the game in the fairest way. You lot never had it. You lot called us soft. So the bullied had to start becoming the bullies. Just come and get your prem back. That's it. To all the 19 teams, because every one of them wants to take off our heads. And there'll be times we'll stumble and lose games, and you'll be here laughing on social media. But at the end of the day, football's a simple game. Arsenal won the league. Just come and get the prem back. That's a message to all the other 19 teams. A's up, 3-3's up, corner boys in the building. Just come and get your team back. I know you lot are shook. The World Cup's on. It's transfer business. And you lot are just focusing on my team. Because what do you think? You know when Saka's back to his best. Gyökeres with another season. Eze this. Arteta, maniac as well. He's going to make us good in attack. If not, we're going to stink it up even more defensively. You're not going to be bitching and crying. Yeah? You know we're going to do madness. But it's cool. I don't need to talk too much and too tough. Listen, we're about a month away. It's probably cap, but next month, August, in it, the Prem's back. I miss it though, man. There's nothing like it. Without Ras, Fergie wouldn't have half the PL titles he did. It's louder, man. Loud, man. Loud. You lot are the biggest cheaters. Mike Dean was in you lot's pockets. Mike Dean and Alex Ferguson were shagging, mate. I'm here for the slander. They were shagging. Don't get me started. Like, do we have to do the banter thing for once? Like, can we just have a football chat? Like, I'm exhausted of that now. Like, you lot slagging off Arsenal. I'm sending for United and Chelsea. Like, can we just have a football chat now? Can we have balance? Can we have balance? Girls like variety, you know. There ain't nothing else. We've gone over that. I think the most foolish rumor I've ever saw was the Martin Odegaard to Galatasaray. You know that wasn't going to happen. I wonder what Arsenal's asking price on a couple of players, actually, whether it's because of the market, whether it's because of their contracts. I do wonder what the asking price in theory for Odegaard be. Got him for 30 million. He's gone from being a little wonder kid at Real Madrid to, I wouldn't quite say a household name, but a household name. I wonder what would be the asking price for Kai Havertz. I actually wonder what the asking price for Martinelli would be, especially because of Anthony Gordon. And this is why I asked you at the start, is it a buyer's market or a seller's market? You could say it's a seller's market because for obvious reasons, if you've got one of these, if you just scouted a year or two ago and you got a Wharton, you got Rodgers, you got this one, you got that one, Alex Scott, Krupi, it doesn't matter. There's various degrees. You're seeing the price tags that come with it. So is it a seller's market? Because you could sell to that. Elliot Anderson been at Nottingham Forest 2 minutes. Look at what he's going for. You know, Enzo Fernandez, technically, forgive me if I'm wrong, he was at West Ham for a year, right? 2 back-to-back relegations. Look at what's going on. Is it a seller's market because you got one of them? Or is it a buyer's market? Because you could argue, obviously, well, I'm not a transfer man. There's all, you know, you got to have conversations with accountants and it's how a deal is phased and pieced together and all of that kind of jazz. But you could say it's a buyer's market, you know. Okay, they're saying 100 odd mil or everyone's going for 70 all the way to 100 to 100 plus. You put that down, Bob's your uncle, innit? So, yeah, man. It is what it is in that regards. Hey, large up Kaz for the raid, man. Go subscribe over there. Never a foul. Big up Kaz, man. DJ, what's your thoughts on Glasner to Forest? And are you surprised he went there? I'm surprised by everything Forest do, if I'm honest with you. I'm surprised there's been no rumors around Morgan Gibbs. Why? I am surprised. I am surprised still because I did think Glasner would go. I couldn't tell you where, but maybe a club in another top 5 league or in Europe. I don't know. I just thought he might. You see how Amarin's got the AC Milan job? I thought Glasner might stumble on one of those kind of roles. I mean, Nottingham Forest for the last 2 years, obviously they've lost Elliot Anderson, but we've said you look at their squad and what they do for the last 2 years, they're too good of a team to have several managers and be in these relegation scraps. But it did shock me, innit? Like I said, it shocked me. I didn't see that happen. It shocked me as well because of that. I thought Victor Pereira, whatever his name is, I thought he was doing all right at Forest. Don't know what's going on there. Like, don't know why he decided to cut, but I mean, he kept them up. He keep it moving. So, yeah, it did shock me, man. He's messed up when he spoke out. Knots was all that was going. What do you mean? Glasner going Forest is a downgrade. Don't really make much sense to me. I won't say it won't make much sense because I actually think Glasner could, like next season, I don't think they'll be in a relegation race. I'm not going to sit here and say they're going to do what Crystal Palace did where they've won in Europe and they've won an FA Cup and a Community Shield and whatever. But you look at their squad and granted, they've lost Elliot Anderson. Maybe, I know Miriakis is a difficult man to deal with, but maybe they lose Gibbs White. They're too good of a side. Like they've got some very good players. Like they shouldn't be fighting relegation. And normally for these relegation sides, you look at the depth, they don't really have it. Like Forest got bare players. Now they're probably going to let some go and they'll probably bring people in, but they've actually got bare players. 34.5 mil Galatasaray link was created. But it don't make no sense. That's a 4.5 million profit. You'd imagine if Real Madrid were doing their due diligence, when we actually signed Odegaard permanently, there's probably a sell-on clause. And what would be the true cost? Because didn't we get Odegaard for 30 million euros the year before we had him on loan? So if you want to be technical, I guess you got, I don't know what it is, but you'd have to consider the loan fee. There's that kind of stuff, man. So yeah. France game was 1:30 a.m. in India, 12 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. 3 a.m. is Asia, regular European timing slots. Crazy, isn't it? Well, I say this all the time, and I do think humans always want to do the one-upsmanship, like in this country, you know, oh, I'm a season ticket holder, I'm a match going holder, oh, you watch it on TV, you're not better than me, and I've been going games since the 1200s and whatnot. Then you've obviously got fans, you know, that diss fans in America and Asia and Africa because they're foreign and whatnot. Bro, do you know how much commitment it is to watch at stupid o'clock? Bearing in mind, yeah, this is assuming all you got to do is watch football. You got jobs, you got work, you got kids, you got family, you got obligations. I respect it. I respect it. I said this anytime Arsenal's been in America, and obviously now because the timing is relentless. And one thing that sucks, I've watched a lot of the 2 a.m.s, but I've also fallen asleep a lot. The 2 a.m. games in the World Cup, I don't know what time it'd be for you lot, but like the 2 a.m. kind of games, that's where the mad things are happening. They're the most entertaining games. Sometimes I'm watching the highlights. I'm like, I'd love to have watched this live in real time. Where we do, no more Madueke style signings in attack. We need concrete upgrades on the wing. This is what I'm on. Unless you're going to get a champagne Madueke or the Messi of Madueke's in Barcola. I keep saying it. Noni is the last reboot. Like, that's the last one. If Mikel Arteta can and this and that, that's the last one. You're a tool in the toolbox. I like you, Noni. More sure bets. Because we've already got uncertainty. Uncertainty in how we evolve tactically and tactics. Uncertainty in if certain players are going to get back to their best or certain players are ever going to, you know, like scratch the surface on their potential. For me, it don't make sense adding more uncertainty. Unless you're talking about young players with ceilings and shit, man. With stuff and work, I haven't seen proper World Cup games, man. This coming round of 32 in some games. Also, myself from South Asia, 4:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. timing is okay. But 12 a.m. to 12 noon is tough, bro. Big up the foreign fans, bro. 6 months loan, we paid like 2 M loan fee to Madrid. That Fabio Vieira to Forest link has just gone off, ain't it? And maybe there's a correlation. Glasgow might not fancy him. Pereira's Portuguese, right? Maybe he's someone he wanted. But it's easy for me to comment. But, bro, you know what you need to do. You need to flog Nelson. You need to flog Jesus. You need to flog Fabio Vieira. You know what you need to do, innit? You know exactly what you need to do. I'd love Camavinga or Tchouameni at Arsenal. Camavinga is more my sort of player. I'll end up playing him left back at times, but he gets too many injuries. I think Tchouameni make more sense, man. Notts is a nice place. 7 gal to 3 man. Swear done. 2 unis. He talked about owners selling players. He wanted to get sacked, but owner weren't having it. Well, then it seems like there's a bit of bad blood. It can't be a sporting decision. Don't forget to subscribe to Amazon Prime if you're watching on Twitch. Can't all be a sporting decision. But I feel Nottingham Forest, they're too big of a club. They've got too much of a good team to be in relegation fights. Have this consistent, what would you call it? Managerial merry-go-round, didn't it? Like, they've had a few managers. What, Postecoglou's been there, Nuno's been there, Glasney's their manager now, Pereira was there. I'm probably missing out a name or two. So, yeah, man, it's mental, really and truly. It really is. It is mental, man, but we're going to have to see what's going on. We're approaching just over an hour, people. An hour and 22 minutes. So I don't know bore you lot, people. But the good news is there's content to come out. I did a video on Alija Begovic. Can't pronounce his name. Morgan Rogers. Obviously, the Trossard thing. As usual, it's been a fantastic chat. So, yeah, whether you support Arsenal or not, you lot have been fantastic. You lot have kept the channel going during the off period, man. So keep smashing the likes. Keep subscribing. Most importantly, you and your loved ones stay in good health. Stay blessed. And on that note, we're going to wrap this up, people. But we need players with X factor. This goal's been shown to you a million times. It must be shown again.
Against this right back, Charlie.
This video will take you to another video. Go and check it. More video.